Hey everyone, it's Stan from the Credit Frog, and last quarter I made a lot of credit card moves. So today I want to go over what's changed over the past quarter, how it affects my credit card strategy, and of course, what's in my wallet for the third quarter of 2022. Just to quickly recap, in quarter 2 of this year, my setup consisted of the American Express trifecta and a Bank of America duo of the Premium Rewards Elite and customized cash cards. And if you're interested in further details of that setup, make sure to check out my last What's in My Wallet video. For those of you who've been following my channel, I did get 2 new credit cards last quarter, the American Express Morgan Stanley Platinum Card and the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Boeing 747 card. And these 2 new cards have been incorporated into my current setup. I also gained a lot of membership rewards points over the last quarter, definitely a lot more than usual. Specifically, I was able to meet the sign-up bonus for the Morgan Stanley Platinum Card, gaining 100,000 membership rewards points. I also received a retention offer for my Classic Platinum Card, gaining 40,000 membership rewards points. And I also activated pay over time on my Gold Card and my Green Card, receiving 20,000 membership rewards points each. Combined with my normal everyday spend, I accrued about 200,000 membership rewards points over the past 3 months. And this is great, since my goal for my membership rewards points was to get enough points for 2 international first class or business class round trip flight redemptions. And now, since I've met my goal, my new goal is to focus on the sign-up bonus for my new Delta Reserve card and get more points with Bank of America to take advantage of their 20% savings when redeeming points for domestic and international air travel on their travel portal. Also, since I've met my goal for my American Express membership rewards points, I've dropped the American Express Blue Business Plus card as my catch-all card. So with that said, let's get into the video. Before we get into my wallet, I briefly want to show you the wallet I've been using, which is the Damascus Ridge wallet. I've been using this wallet now for over a year, and I love its smaller size and its simplicity. I have a separate video that goes over this particular wallet in more detail, so if you're interested, definitely make sure to check that video out. The first card in my wallet is, of course, everyone's favorite daily driver, the American Express Gold Card. This card is used for all food purchases since it gets 4x points on restaurants and 4x points on groceries. I also make sure to use this card with Uber Eats once a month, as well as at Cheesecake Factory once a month, to use the monthly $10 and dining credits that can help offset the $250 annual fee. Now this card gets the most use out of my wallet since I eat out quite frequently, but for those of you who run American Express setups, you know that it's really important to have a backup Visa and MasterCard for situations where American Express is not accepted. For me, this card is the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. My last video goes over this card in a lot of detail, including if it's the right card for you, so definitely check that video out if you're interested. The multipliers of this card are 3.5x on dining and travel and 2.625x on everything else. This card primarily serves as my catch-all card as well as my backup Visa, as I mentioned before. So basically, if I'm at a restaurant or grocery store, I'm using my American Express Gold Card. If not, I'm using my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. And these are the only 2 credit cards in my wallet. I also carry a driver's license too, but my wallet only has these 3 cards in it, as well as a $20 bill just in case I need some cash. I also have credit cards that I don't carry every day, but instead live in my Apple Wallet. As I mentioned before, I recently opened the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card, basically to get the really cool Boeing 747 edition made out of metal from a real airplane. I explained my reasons behind this decision in a Watch Me Apply video, so definitely check that video out if you're curious. As I'm viewing this card as a collector's item, I don't plan on carrying the physical card in my wallet, but I definitely need to get that sign-up bonus given the high annual fee on this card of $550, so I'll be using this card for all purchases until I meet that sign-up bonus of spending $5,000 in 3 months. So this is the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card, Boeing 747 edition. This card actually has a lot of great Delta benefits, but it's not very competitive at 3x points on all Delta purchases and 1x points on everything else. The next card is my American Express Morgan Stanley Platinum Card. This card has the highest annual fee of them all at $695 and offers 5x points back on flights and 1x points back on everything else. I use this card primarily to purchase flights due to the 5x multiplier in this category, and I also bring the physical card with me when I fly so I can get into any Centurion lounges or escape lounges during my trip. And the last card in my virtual wallet is the Bank of America Customized Cash Card. For me, this card is exclusively used for Costco purchases, both at the warehouse as well as at the gas station at Costco. This card gets me 5.25% cash back on gas and 3.5% cash back for Costco purchases. So here's a summary table for all the cards in my wallet for this quarter. My primary card for now is the Delta Reserve card in order to meet the sign-up bonus, and this is the card that I'll put all my spending on until that bonus is reached. Once completed, the Delta Reserve card will come out of my wallet, and I'll be using my American Express Gold Card and Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite Card as my primary credit card setup, as I described earlier. I also wanted to briefly go over the annual fees for my current credit card setup, since the majority of the cards in my setup have high annual fees. I think it's always a good exercise to go over your annual fee cards regularly to make sure they're bringing you value instead of costing you money. The total amount of annual fees with this credit card setup, without considering any reimbursements or credits, is $2,045. Let's start with the American Express Gold Card with its annual fee of $250. As I do take advantage of both the $10 Uber credit and the $10 dining credit, this drops the effective annual fee down to $10. The next card is the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite Card, which has an annual fee of $550. I do take advantage of the $300 airline credit and $150 lifestyle credit, and can complete those credits fully, so this brings the effective annual fee down to $100. So now we get to the Delta Reserve card, which I just got last month. It has a $550 annual fee, and although the sign-up bonus for 100,000 miles technically covers the annual fee and more, this isn't really a direct reimbursement of the annual fee itself, so for this example, I'm going to count the annual fee at its face value of $550. Next up is the American Express Morgan Stanley Platinum Card with the biggest annual fee of them all at $695. However, since I was able to qualify for the Morgan Stanley engagement bonus of $695 for this card, this will effectively eliminate this annual fee. If you haven't seen it already, I made a video series about how to get the American Express Morgan Stanley Platinum Card and how to open each account in order to qualify for this engagement bonus, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. Lastly, the Bank of America Customized Cash Card has no annual fee. So after taking into account the effective annual fees, the total fees for this credit card setup is actually $660, which is definitely a lot more reasonable. So that's what's in my wallet for this quarter. Now I want to know, this quarter, are you planning any big changes to your own credit card setup? Let me know in the comments below, and also make sure to check out these two videos up here that I think you'll really enjoy.